Hey everyone, Invader1 here. Before I get into this amazing gameplay, let's go into the build. This chick, you can set her up with many different kinds of builds. For the tech armor, it shows durability on rank 4, on rank 5 power damage because she has warp and annihilation field. And for rank 6, instead of durability, even though that I do recommend it, it is really good, I chose for power recharge speed. Like that, I can continue spamming my powers and still get the 35% damage reduction from the tech armor. Now, for warp, what I did is on rank 4, you always want to choose detonate, especially if you have biotic characters around you, and rank 5 exposed to be able to do more damage to the enemies and debuff them. Now, if you were to pick rank 6, if you were choosing that kind of build where you do all powers and no fitness, then on rank 6, I would recommend Pierce on your warp. It's very, very good. Or the recharge speed if you want to spam powers. But a weapons build, you probably would just want Pierce. Annihilation field, damage in rank 4. Impact radius is nice, guys. It's very, very nice. And I probably would recommend it for gold and all that. For platinum, you want more damage. For rank 5, sorry, you want damage taken. So like that, the targets again, they take more damage from more sources. It's kind of obvious. And rank 6, drain. Like that, you take away the damage reduction that the enemies have due to their shields. For the training, it's just the usual damage and capacity and power damage because again, this is more of a power build. And fitness up to rank 4. Now, you can set her up like all powers and set up, everything up to rank 6 with no fitness. You can definitely do that. Or you could do if you want to do a full fitness build and just all powers, then take out her passes, which is her Asari training, and just put everything on fitness, everything on annihilation field, everything on warp, and everything on tech armor. If you want to make her more like a weapons kind of girl, then you could just go with annihilation field and warp and fitness. Okay, now in regards to the weapons, I recommend the Scorpion, recommend the Talon. Okay, very, very good for her. The one that I'm going to be using is the Scorpion here. I recommend the Paladin for the pistols, the Carnifex, the Acolyte. Very, very good weapons for her, depending on how you want to use her. You want to use her as a power class? Great. For the shotguns, Geth Plasma. The Wraith is great for her, guys. Very, very, very good. It's light. It doesn't take away a lot of her cooldown. The Raider is good for her, but it's a little close. But you got to play it close with her anyways. No Claymore, it's just too heavy unless again you're gonna make her a weapons class. No Rieger. The Piranha's good. Okay, it's good getting up close, but if you have a pistol, to do long range shots, that's even better. Okay, for the SMGs, I'm using the Hurricane, but I recommend the Tempest, the Locust, and pretty much every SMG except for the Geth Plasmas, too slow for it, and even the Hornet is actually good. But I'm rocking the Hurricane this time for the armor targets. Assault rifles, pretty much you don't want to go with a lot of these assault rifles except for like the Falcon. Very good, setting up fire explosions with incendiary rounds and warp works very, very well on her, actually, believe it or not. The Striker works okay, but it's okay. I'm not a big fan with it on her. The Particle Rifle, definitely recommend it. The Cerberus Harrier, definitely recommend it. I used them all on this girl, so I'll tell you exactly what's going on. And by the way, the Falcon again, really, really good. For the sniper rifles, if you decide to use snipers, Valiant, not the Javelin's too heavy, but the Indra is really, really good for her. It does a lot of damage, and she already has the damage bonuses. By the way, don't use the Crusade. I tested her out with the Crusade. Holy crap, that was just a mess. Don't even use it. Just don't even go for it. Okay, now for the game. It took me a little bit, guys. I did get the character in the first pack, and I gotta be honest with you. On the first day that it came out, I was literally immediately the moment I found out she was in. I got her, and I got her in the first pack. I didn't, I kept my million credits. But the thing is that I try to get a game going, guys, and I wanted to be the first one to put a review out there on YouTube, but I was not. Why? Because as you guys know, I like to do. This is the hardcore series, and I'm not gonna wimp out and show you gold gameplay. I'm gonna show you platinum. But the thing is that because of that, I've been playing her with different teams since then, and every time it was difficult. We'll get to wave 10 or we'll go to wave 8, and it was just so hard against collectors. But I got my buddy Siegfried here who's got the Volus, and I wanted to wait to get a game with him and with Biggs and maybe like Kanigas or Nightbat, and I was able to finally get them all together. And I'll tell you why this was important, because team play, it's so important for something like this. This is a really big challenge, guys. We're doing the hardest thing that you can do on Platinum. This is it. This is the hardest thing you can do in Platinum. Play collectors on Glacier, on Platinum, okay, on a hazard map. And guys, this is the hazard map right now. This is the Glacier hazard. And look at the hazard. It's coming up right now. It's this big ball of just nastiness, just destroying your health and shields. Mind you, it does something good also. It actually also drains the health and shields of the enemy. So it actually does help out. It's actually not too bad of a thing. But guys, look at this. This is wave 1. We were killing it, and then all of a sudden we got overwhelmed. We had to use a missile. We had to get up, and it just got really rough. Now, the entire gameplay is not like this, guys. But we will have moments that are just so tough. But guys, I think you guys are going to see something amazing. We do extract. We do make it. And I wanted to show you guys how this new Asari Valkyrie fares on Platinum. So there's a few things about this video I like to tell you. Number one, this is pretty much the most hardcore thing you can do on freaking Platinum right now. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you guys. This is the hardcore series. I'm not going to whip out and show you guys gold gameplay. I wanted to show you guys how she can handle Platinum for multiple enemies. So that's the reason why I picked the Scorpion for her, so that she could stagger Phantoms, so she could kill, you know, Dragoons and stagger them, and at the same time with her Annihilation Field, she is draining their shields, she's setting them up for biotic explosions, and then with Warp I'm detonating them, or at the same time with Warp I am making sure that my weapon damage is good. So that's why at the same time I am also that's why at the same time I brought my SMG, which is my Hurricane, so that I could do a lot of damage. And you see I debuff the enemies with Warp, and then I use my Hurricane, which is really great against armor. Now on the Hurricane, I do have the gear on it, well the mod on it, the modification to eat through 0.65 meter thick objects. So that allows me to, it gives me some armor piercing capabilities, which is great. Now, and as you see with the Scorpion, I disable enemies, and I'm also using my Annihilation Field to drop them, and I try to get close, guys. The only thing is on Platinum, it's a little tough to get this close, but you know, it is what it is. We get it done. We actually do well, guys. This is, you know, again, the toughest thing that you can do on Platinum. But now what we did is we have a beautiful support character, guys. Siegfried, my buddy Siegfried, I want to give him a shout out. I love playing with Siegfried. He's just so cool, really good guy, and he's just a great support player. You know, he was even telling me every time he plays any like RPGs or whatever, he loves being the medic. He loves being the support guy. You know, he wants to help out. So he came with the Volus, and he's got the Volus Adept, who is constantly spamming his shield boost, as you can see here, making sure we're alive and we can handle it. Now, it's not perfect all the time, because again, this is hard. Alright, this is extremely hard, but you know, it's actually very effective, helps us out in many situations that we did not, you know, that we would have not made it through. Okay, the other thing is that we make sure we change the way we do missiles, guys, for collectors. Okay, if you're playing Platinum collectors, let me give you a bit of advice. For the missile waves, normally I say missile waves 5, 8, and 9. Guess what? And here is wave 2, 8, and 9, and 5 if you can. If you have enough missiles, using the armor compartments gives you like, I think, at 3x the missiles. At you know, if you got it ranked up to rank 5. Oh, look at this, guys! I did not even know that this guy was behind me. He just blew up. Anyway, and look at the look at the hazard. It's just jacking us up. But anyways, so yeah, you know, in regards to the missiles on the waves, you want a missile on waves 2, 5, 8, 9, and what I mean is that you want to find a spawn point to missile and just take them out. Now, a few of the things I will point out. This is a hazard map. It's a little dark. Because of it, you'll notice that sometimes by mistake I take off my Annihilation Field, thinking that it's gone. So if you guys will see that, and you guys are like, whoa, why are you taking off your annihilation field, or what's going on there? That's why it's so dark that I can't quite tell sometimes, and I'm here like, what is going on? And it's like, and I'm like, oh wait, I turned it off. I didn't mean to turn it off. I thought that it was already gone, and I was turning it back on. That's one thing. Another thing, guys, excuse the video quality. I reached out to the creator of this card, because I'm just like tired of the fact that I can't do live commentary. I thought I could, and then when I tested it out, I thought it worked, and then I went back to test it out a second time, and it really didn't work, and it was just so crappy. So I'm really upset. I'm done with it. So what I'm doing is I already ordered a new card. Okay, I will be able to do live commentaries for all the hardcore stuff coming up. I will be able to have HD, which is a little better. I have done HD build before, but I realized that it's only up to 480p, so it's not true HD. Okay, so that's one thing. So I am getting a new card. It will be in by next week. So this gameplay and the next gameplay will probably be like this. Which I have another gameplay coming up right next to this, guys. Really hardcore stuff, really good on Hazard map, on the Firebase White one, the new Hazard one, with a really interesting build that a buddy of mine has. But anyways, so yeah, excuse the quality. I apologize about it. It's not the original quality that I always have. I try to have really good, at least HQ quality, high quality. I said quality twice, didn't I? But anyways, just apologize about that, and hope you can bear with me as I am getting my new card. I already invested in it because I want you guys to hear live commentary, and especially as I am going to be doing other games, and I want to make sure that you guys get nothing but quality from me. Alright, guys? So I'm definitely doing that. Bear with me a little bit, and hopefully you guys enjoy the gameplay. Now, going back to the Asari Valkyrie, okay? She is really cool, okay? She's got an annihilation field, which is actually very awesome. If you're just playing a weapons class, normally I'd say, okay, well, you need warp, right, to debuff the enemies. But if you're gonna make her a weapons class and you want to be up close and personal with some really powerful weapons, you might actually be okay with just getting off of warp and going with an annihilation field. Okay, and so like that you can get up close and personal up to enemies. If you just want to like bring a heavy shotgun like that, get plasma or whatever, anything like that, and just make her a pure weapons class and just protect armor and annihilation field, she becomes a powerhouse. I've tested it out already. I've tried her out that way. It works really, really good. Or if you could do another weapons build where you put everything, okay, everything on her powers, except for fitness. That's more of a power build, really. But at the same time, if you are going to use that'll allow you to have all her powers and then yet use something like a claymore. Your power recharge speed is going to be extremely low. But if that's the way you want to spec her, you can definitely do that. Another way to do it, okay, guys, is to put all your powers, nothing on the passives, or nothing on her training, and all fitness and all the other powers. Or you could leave off annihilation field and just have tech armor, warp, training, and fitness. Okay, guys, so I hope you understood that. I'll do my best to repeat. What I'm trying to tell you guys is that you can do various builds for her. You can do an all power build like I'm doing now. What I did is this is a 6-5-6-5-4 build. Okay, that means that I have all the powers on me, and yet I still have a little bit of tankiness with her fitness. Okay, and then the weapons that I recommend are the ones that I showed in the beginning. Okay, so I hope that you guys grasp onto that. Now, you can play her in gold a little differently than the way I'm playing her here. To a certain extent, you can actually go up to enemies a little closer. Gold is a lot easier, so meaning a lot easier than platinum. Okay, platinum, for whatever reason, it's like, I don't know, it's a huge jump from gold to platinum. I'm gonna be very, very honest with you. It's like I play gold and with these characters, and they can run through it. But on platinum, you really, you have to be extremely careful, because you have all these different kinds of enemies. So the reason I like to show you platinum gameplay, guys, is because you can see how this one character handles different enemies. Look at this, that guy got stuck here. Oh my god, this is horrible. There's one good thing about the Asari is that she has her dodge. So I kept on dodging and dodging and dodging, and hoping that the crab will get away from me. So that's another good thing about her. She's an Asari, so she has her dodge and she's capable of doing it. She has her heavy melee, so that she can still do her massive melee that she does in the beginning, that I showed in the beginning. But what I like most about her is her annihilation field. I'm gonna be honest with you, because it really allows me to get a little closer to the enemies, and I know that they're getting destroyed. I know that they're getting dropped. And mind you, guys, I've been playing this map since the character came out, and I've been wanting to get you guys this gameplay, but it's just the team synergy wasn't right. I was exhausted one night and I was trying to get it done. It wasn't even happening. So I did try to get to you guys. I tried to be the first one, but it was just, you guys know I rock it hard. So, and I want to show you guys something video worthy. So, put a good team together. We got it done, okay? And this is how it worked out. Now, on the Glacier Hazard map, guys, the thing about that ball of death is that it seems to have kind of like a routine. It goes, it actually goes around a certain set path. So if you're on one side of the map and it's going, you're okay just kind of, following away from it, or like following along in a way, like at a distance, or just moving away opposite of the direction that it's going. So you'll be totally fine. But if you can actually use it to your advantage, if you see that the Praetorian is there or whatever, kind of hold out a little bit to make sure that the enemy gets killed by it or gets hurt by it. It does not do the same amount of damage to the enemy that it will do to you, but you can definitely use it to your advantage. It's not like the Abomination, the Abominations that really, they don't really get affected. So this situation, they actually do get affected. And it works out quite well. Now, we got a hack. We got a hack on Wave 6. The first objective that we got was individual devices, guys. And I gotta tell you, man, my Jade, all Platinum, all Adept team on Jade, collectors, was one of the hardest things I had to do. But this was really, really hard. For some reason, even though this was really, really hard, it didn't feel as hard, only because we had a really great team player, Siegfried, who did a great job of keeping us alive, and that was literally his job. And he's just such a great team player. And Biggs was just trying to do a lot of damage with his Turian, and Nightbat was setting up biotic detonations by using Reeve and setting up the bubble for the enemies as much as he could. So, we took, in a way, it looks like we actually took 2 Adepts, we took 1 Infiltrator, and a Sentinel. So I wanted to make sure to make this as least OP as possible, okay? Even though the Infiltrator's there, he's actually using the Striker, guys. And normally I don't like to show the Striker because that gun is not that great on a lot of classes. It's just very few characters that it's great at. And the other problem with me showing that gun, or me, showing you guys gameplay with it, is because that is the one gun that people like to use for the missile glitch. And I just, I don't want to confuse you guys, and sometimes, at least when you get into a Platinum lobby and you see somebody that has a Striker with an Adept or something like that, a strange build, at least it'll allow you to question it. If I start showing you guys a build with a Striker, people might get confused, so I'd rather just not use the gun. But if you guys want to see me using the gun, I'll definitely use it. But with a character that it makes sense on. It's not a bad gun. It's actually a pretty decent gun, But anyways, so we have a little Volus. He's there doing his thing, protecting us, keeping us alive. He's using his orbs not to debuff the enemies, but to keep his cooldown really, really low so he can continue spamming his power. That's the way he's using it. And me, the way I'm working is, the reason I have the Scorpion, guys, I'm using the Scorpion for Cerberus enemies, for the lower tiers, for the captains, for the marauders. So I'm using annihilation field, I'm warping them and hitting them, but at the same time, I'm taking advantage of the fact that, I have the Scorpion, and they're tiny little... They're kind of tiny little mines that devastate the enemy and stagger them. So I'm using it to stagger. I'm using it to detonate, to set up fire explosions with the incendiary ammo 4 that I have on, and at the same time, I'm doing all those 3 things at the same time. So I am setting up fire explosions with incendiary ammo. I'm staggering the enemy. With Annihilation Field, I'm devastating their shields and killing them. And with Warp, I am doing the same thing, but debuffing the enemy with Warp and also setting them up for biotic explosions. So this chick, I mean, the Sentinel, she's really nice, and she's really good actually. And I enjoyed using her a lot, and I think she's, I wouldn't say she's my favorite. I think she's one of the ones that I like a lot. I really like her actually, and I think if you guys use the Wraith on her, guys, you guys will like it. I like the Scorpion on her. This is a close range map, for the lower tier enemies, and then for getting some of the bigger bosses, the Wraith is really good. So that's why I was recommending it earlier. But anyways, as you see, guys, this was such a rough game. You have Abominations, you have Geth Bombers, you have Praetorians, you have the Geth Primes, guys. So this was the hardest thing. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you, but we did it. Okay, we got it done. We used, I think, one of us used, or two of us used, armor compartments to try to be able to at least get a few missiles out, because guys, let me tell you something about Wave 8. Wave 8 on Platinum for collectors, specifically collectors, because it's very different playing against Collector Platinum. It's very different than the rest of the factions. Even when the missile waves are very different. That's why I was telling you guys the waves 2, 8, and 9, because doing waves 5, 8, and 9, it's just not, it's not the way to go. Wave 2 brings you double bosses. Okay, so you definitely want to at least shoot one missile into the first spawn, like I did in the beginning, as you guys saw. Okay, you guys saw that we got overrun. I mean, it's overwhelming. Wave 1, you guys can handle it. Wave 2, it's tough. Wave 5, there are a lot of dragoons around. So wave 5, if you can get a spawn point kill, that's fine. If not, then just you guys can handle it. You guys can handle Cerberus. So that's fine. So let me run you guys through collectors on Platinum, what happens on each wave. Okay, I've said it before in previous videos, but I wanted to make sure that I repeat myself a few times with this, because there is a huge difference, and it's not going to go across the board. So if you guys are trying to do Platinum collectors, okay, wave 1, you get nothing but collectors, but you get single bosses, but you get only collectors. You get the Praetorians, you get the captains, you get all those guys, all the collectors. Wave 2, you only get collectors, but it's double bosses, double Praetorians, double Scions. Okay, you get a lot of those. The Scions, they're the big guys with the guns, and they're just ridiculous. Wave 3 is the easiest wave, the only easy wave, like I said on Jade. All right, the Jade video gameplay, the only easy wave. Okay, you get Reapers, but the only Reapers that you get are Brutes, okay, and some Marauders. And you get collectors, you get the captains, and you get the captains and the troopers. I think they call the troopers, the ones that set up the webbing and all that crap, or they're planting trees all over the place. All right. So, and then the captains are the ones that vomit all those stupid swarms. So just a little heads up on that. Now wave 4. What you get on wave 4 are Reapers, but you get Banshees, okay? You get double Banshees on wave 4. You get a mix of Banshees and Collector Captains, Collector Troopers, and I think you get, and you also get Marauders, okay? So you get a mix of Reapers and Collectors. Wave 5, you get Cerberus. You get a whole bunch of Phantoms. You get Phantoms, and you get Dragoons. Tons of Dragoons to be ready for that, because if you're not ready for it, those guys can, I don't care what anybody says, they might be easier on the lower levels, but on Platinum, Dragoons are just vicious. They will tear you a new one, okay? They will tear you a new one. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you play Platinum Dragoons, they're no joke. Maybe one of them you could handle, but like 3 of them at the same time, and I don't care what BioWare says. On the forums, they say that, that they're all scattered, but I don't know, for whatever reason, every time I see one Dragoon, I see about 5 of them coming at me. Actually, it's only 3, but at one time, but still, there's a lot of Dragoons out here. Wave 6, okay? Wave 6, you get collectors, but you get single boss. You get the Praetorian, you get all the collectors on wave 6, but you also get a mix of some Marauders in there and Husks. Okay, you get that, and obviously the Abominations, etc. Wave 7, you get Geth bombers and a single prime at one time. Okay, at a time. Sometimes that confuses me because sometimes I will see another prime, but the thing is that they're not spawned at the same time. So you only see one prime at a time, from what I can tell. Okay, wave 8, you get double bosses of everything. Okay, except for banshees. I think. I think. But you get double primes, you get double Praetorians, okay? You get double Scions, you get little flaming freaking husk abominations. You get everything, guys. Wave 8 is the freaking hardest wave. And guys, we got prepared for wave 8. I shot missiles, everybody shot missiles. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how many missiles we shot. And it's just ridiculous. It was just ridiculous. Wave 8 for collectors is the most ridiculous wave that I can't even begin to tell you. Okay, it's just ridiculous. So just expect wave 8 to always be the hardest, and it will be the one that will truly just destroy you. Okay, wave 9 is a little easier. Okay, but wave 9 you still you have a single prime. Okay, I don't believe you have any banshees, but you do have a lot of little Geth bombers. You have a mix of Praetorians in there, but just single Praetorians. Okay, not double Praetorians. I believe it's just single Praetorian, meaning one Praetorian at a time. And you have collector captains and the usual. Wave 10, I am forgetting now. Oh, I got picked up. Yes, I got picked up. Guys, I'm gonna continue with telling you guys about wave 10, but check this out. This is what I'm talking about. Awesome teamwork. I got picked up. Right? It happened. It happened. Now, my buddy Biggs was also down. The only guys that were left were Nightbat and our little Volus, Siegfried. Check out this teamwork. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is so awesome. So Siegfried is there, making sure that he's keeping, our Asari Adept alive. He is spamming his powers. He's got the Scorpion, so he's trying to stagger enemies to make sure they don't get close to him. So he knows, they're both tight. They're together. They're making sure they're working together. Siegfried is staggering enemies. Nightbat is making sure that he is reaving everything. And, he's got his Acolyte going. So look at this gameplay, guys. I mean, look at this. I mean, I got downed. My buddy Biggs got down. And yet, my team was still hard, strong. They were still good. They were doing their thing. They stood tight together, and they made it happen, okay? And I like to show this, guys, because there's a lot of Rambo players out there. Listen, I could do the Rambo thing if I wanted to. I could do it a lot, and hey, that's all good. That's good. There's nothing wrong with that, But look at this, guys. Look at that teamwork. I mean, how much harder would it have been if they would have just separated and done their own thing? But in this situation, they became tight and they did it. Anyways, guys, so now wave 10, we got an escort. Okay, so here I can correct myself. We do get banshees. You get double banshees, as you can see here, and I think we get double Praetorians. Okay, so I think. Okay, so we get double banshees. We get Geth primes, which I can't stand, guys. I can't stand the Geth primes. They're just ridiculous with all their turrets. And the turrets can get you from like halfway across the map. But anyways, you got the primes, and I believe we have obviously we have collector captains and collector troopers, and I think we get a single Praetorian. Could be wrong, but we'll see it in a moment. Okay, guys. So those are the waves. Those are the waves. Waves 1 through 10 for collectors. Okay, and I want to make sure that I tell you guys about that. There goes the Praetorian. Yeah, so we get single Praetorian at a time. Then oh, it might be double. I could be wrong. There goes another one. So yes, it's double Praetorians. That guy took his sweet time to get to us. But anyways, the Asari Valkyrie, guys, she can handle the collectors, especially due to the fact that her annihilation field is doing so much damage. And I like to put the shield drain on her because she can handle it. Now, guys, in this extraction, guys, on this map, this is the hardest thing. The Scorpion really helped out because on extraction, they sent the Dragoons are the fastest things in this entire game. They got like, I don't know, they got adrenaline module 10 or something, because they get to you really fast, and they have no power recharge speed. Their recharge speed is like ridiculous, so they're constantly getting to you, spamming their powers on you. Now, that's why I have the Scorpion to stagger, because I know an extraction, and in wave 5 we get Dragoons and Phantoms and that kind of thing. Now you will be okay with using. If you have the Falcon on, you'll be totally fine. That could be a single weapon. You don't have to worry about Wave 5 and Wave 10. I mean, Wave 5 and Extraction. Any wave that you get Dragoons on. But you know, when you're just using this kind of build, I like. This is why I'm not using the Acolyte. Even the Acolyte is excellent on her for gold, and for you know all the other difficulties. But for platinum, I prefer something. Even though I do prefer the Acolyte, guys, I really do like it. Don't get me wrong; it's really good. You know, it's really good. But I felt that against collectors, and you know the way this chick, the way she works out, um, she's really good. But I think she needed something to stagger, so that's why I have the Scorpion on. And to do damage against armor, I use the SMG. But anyways, guys, this was it. We did get an extraction, guys. I was the only one who didn't make it. The enemies cut me off. As you can see, guys, my extraction, I have 5 gels. My entire team made it, guys. Everybody made it except me. Partial extraction. We extracted, but it's just me. And this is why. Look at this. Damn Prime. No space. Cannot get through. Probably would have been able to make it if his big butt was not on my face. But anyways, guys, this is the hardcore gameplay. Asari Valkyrie is awesome. And I hope you comment, rate, and subscribe. And I hope you like this gameplay. And Vader 1 out.